This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by hugely respected trainer Peter Fury over Zoom. Peter, how's life?
Same as what it always is, but it's all right. Can't complain. I'm alive today, and hopefully I'll be alive tomorrow. So that's it. I'm happy.
I'd hope so too, Peter. It's a big week for yourself and for Huey, obviously returning to the ring. Talk to me about the preparations ahead of a bout with Marius Wach on Saturday night.
He's in good shape. Huey, he's ready. He's put a lot of hard work in. He's done a lot of sparring for this fight, and I believe it's his time. And he will put on a good display come Saturday.
You've said there you feel it's his time. Huey said on the Zoom calls earlier he feels it's his time as well. With that in mind, given the opposition in the other corner in Marius Wach, everybody knows he's durable, he's tough, and he'll be tough to move and to shift come Saturday night. What is the game plan going into that? Is there a pressure on Huey to be one of the few to stop him or to better recent results? For example, Dillian Whyte took him a distance back in last December.
The worst thing I could do is put pressure on a fighter to get rid of somebody. He's going to go out there, Huey, and does what he does best and does what he practices in the gym. If Marius Wach goes, he goes, and if he stays the course, he stays the course. The main thing is stick to his boxing skills, enjoy the fight, relax, and let his skills do the talking. That's it. There is no predictions. There is no saying get out there, make a statement, get out there and try and stop him, because that would be ridiculous. So, like I said, Wach or Wach, whatever his name is a good fighter. He's very tough, he's durable, and he comes to win. He's trained hard as well for this fight. He's had a good bit of notice, and he's always in shape. So, like I said, it's one of them, but it'll be a good fight, and these are the fights Huey needs and what he wants, because Wach, he'll put a good fight up for sure.
One thing you've also mentioned to me over this past year or so is you've been working with Huey to kind of start to show his power a bit more, maybe sit on his shots a bit more. We all know just how good a boxer he is and how well he moves around the ring. Is that something though we should expect to see from him come Saturday? Maybe him sitting on his shots a bit more, looking to show his power for everybody to see?
Well, yeah, like I said, it's not for me to give anything or tell anything what we're going to do, but there's so many things that he's worked on. So, like I said, he's got to put it together now under the lights, and let's see. All being well, everybody will see the improvements he's made and just how good he is.
Why Marius Wach, Peter? Why did he end up being the name that you guys decided to step in the ring with come Saturday?
He's a very good opponent. He's a very good opponent, and he comes to win. He trains well. He went the full 10 rounds with Dillian Whyte. He's had a fight since then, and he's won that. So he's active, and he's in good shape. And he doesn't come to make the numbers. Like I said, he comes to win. He's a big heavyweight. He hasn't got that many losses, and he's only lost to very good fighters. So he's not some bum journeyman Wach. He's a good fighter. And if somebody gets in there and not on their A game, they'll get found out by him.
Just before we touch on the rest of the card, Peter, I just want to get your thoughts on Savannah and how she's doing settling back into the gym. I know she's been up a few times now.
Savannah's fantastic. She's enjoying a bit of time off. She's ticking over, and she's training under no pressure. She's enjoying a vacation, really.
Going back to that night when she won that world title, just what did it mean for you to see the success and the joy that it brought her after all the work you guys have done together?
Well, it's one thing winning. That's one thing. But there's in doing it such a style she did it, it made everybody wake up and see what we already know. So she's had a rough ride there, Savannah, because she's had a few letdowns with it. She was fighting that light heavyweight for the world title. That got postponed to the COVID in March. Because she was due to fight here in April. And then obviously, I went and I got tested positive for COVID myself, and that fight got cancelled. And luckily, it got back on in the 2 weeks. So with the build-up and everything that went on, it was fantastic for her to shine and get a chance to shine, so as everybody could see. So it is. It's good news, and I think she stole the show that night. She was the best fight on the show, to be honest. She's got everybody talking, and what a fabulous addition to women's boxing. We've got a boxer and we've got a puncher as well.
I was going to say, Peter, on the back of what was a hugely impressive performance from Savannah, where does she go from here now? I know that the Claressa Shields fight has been spoken about numerous times, but what is the plan with her moving into 2021?
Well, we'll speak to our teams and our team, and we'll make a joint decision on what she does in 2021. But definitely, the Shields fight will happen next year.
And then, like I said, to touch on the rest of Saturday's card, obviously we see Anthony Joshua defending his unified titles against somebody you'll know well in Pulev. What are you expecting in that fight, Peter?
I think it'll be a dangerous fight, and if Joshua can get his shots off, that'll be the end of Pulev, and if Pulev can get his shots off, that could be the end of AJ as well. So it's one of them. So it'll be a good fight while it lasts. I think in this fight, it's the one who makes a mistake first.
A lot of people are kind of just assuming AJ will come away victorious and effectively nullify anything Pulev has to offer. From your experiences with Huey against Kubrat, how dangerous could it be for people to overlook the challenges that he could offer to Anthony?
It's very hard to say because Huey's very unusual. He's got a very funny style, and Huey's he's very tough himself. So you can't really go off Huey's display. And plus, Huey had a cut eye. He fought the full 12 rounds with one eye. Forget the cut, he had one eye. Couldn't see out the other one. So, like I said, it's a different ball game. And Huey really, definitely wasn't Huey's night that night. So, like I said, it's a different time. And I think he's not to be underestimated. Look, this is the thing with heavyweight boxing. You can't underestimate anybody because anything can go wrong at any one time. Forget being the favourite. Things can go wrong. Sorry, Andy.
That's all good, Peter. That's all good.
You cannot underestimate these fights because nothing's given. And if anybody goes into a fight thinking, look, I can get past this and they overlook a fight, then it's bad judgment because things can go wrong. You can't overlook anybody.
Peter, then moving away from AJ, there's another heavyweight fight on the card in Martin Bakole versus Sergey Kuzmin. Just again, your thoughts heading into that one and watching that one, Peter.
I think it'd be a good fight. Just depends if Kuzmin's in very good shape or not. Because when he fought Hunter, he didn't look in good shape. So, like I said, if he's in good shape, he'll put a good fight up, Kuzmin. But Bakole, he's a good talent, and I'm looking forward to this fight. It'd be a good fight. It just depends what condition Kuzmin's in. He's had plenty of notice, so let's see. But Bakole, I have to fancy Bakole because I think he's a good fighter. He's underrated as well.
Peter, what do you think the week will be like for yourself? Sharing the hotel space with so many heavyweights, and I know you're keen for Huey to eventually step up to face AJ when an opportunity presents itself to do so. What's the week actually going to be like? What do you expect it to be like?
Doesn't matter to me. This is a sport, and I respect every human being. So there's nothing. I've got nothing personal with anyone. It's like Wach. I see Wach. I shake his hand if he speaks English, and have a chat. It don't matter to me. It's look, all bullshit doesn't matter. All talk doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. They can shout and scream. They could literally, go mad, throw tables up in the air, throw cups at us, and do whatever they wanted. It wouldn't matter. Doesn't mean water off that window. So, like I said, because it doesn't mean anything to me, it doesn't mean anything to you. We're very politely civil because professional people, this is a sport, and I respect everybody. And look, before every fight, I say my prayers, and I just wish for both fighters to come out safe and let the best man win. That's the way I go about my business. So we're of that attitude. So, like I said, it'd be good to see everybody because, like I said, business is business, and it's not personal. So we don't care.
Peter, I just want to touch on a few fights, two which happened these past couple of weeks, and then one happening next weekend before I let you enjoy the rest of your evening. Never had a chance to catch up, but Dubois Joyce a couple of weeks ago. Just reflect on that fight for me, Peter. What were your thoughts?
Very good fight to show where he's at. For his age, it was a perfect fight for him because now he can go back, take stock from it, and realize, he'll learn so much from that fight. He won't go backwards. He'll just leap forwards 10 leaps where, he probably wouldn't have changed much. if he'd have got past Joyce. You know, he'd have thought, right, this is it. I'm the real deal. I don't need to work on anything. Well, obviously now he does. It's a setback, but so what? He's got all the time in the world. So he'll come again. He's got all the attributes, and he'll do good things. But you know, what I will say for these young heavyweights, they've got to get their feet firmly planted on the floor, realise where they are, and you know, they're not the best thing since sliced bread, because you're only the best thing since sliced bread when you're coming up is if you're being protected. All fighters, and I mean every fighter on this planet coming through, yeah, they've all been protected at some stage because they're not ready. That's all fighters. Yeah, no matter what they may say, that's what it is. Yeah. So even the best fighters, even elite fighters going years back, you know, there's always a time and a place, but it was the right time for Dubois to take that fight. He's not done, he hasn't come off too bad from it, and he'll learn from it. So it's a plus. I don't see what the problem is. Everybody's harping on about wins, this and that. So he'll get better, won't he? He just run out of ideas because he had it's all lack of experience and not being mature in there when it matters. That's all.
At the time, people were saying he quit on the night. Since then, we found out he's actually fractured his eye socket. Reflecting on those comments and then the news about his eye socket, Peter, what do you make of it all?
Well, first of all, he did quit, but you know, us looking at it, don't know why he's quit. So now we've got the reason for why he's quit. Yes, sensible decision. So like I said, it doesn't really mean anything. And even if he never had a busted eye socket, even if he decided he's had enough and he don't want anymore, it's all about levels. Yeah. And like I said, if you've got no plan B, and you know you're going to face an onslaught, you know that's a choice for him. So like I said, he'll take stock of it, and he'll be back.
And then going back to this past weekend, a very good and a brilliant matchup between Anthony Yarde and Lyndon Arthur. Lyndon Arthur coming away with a split decision win. Just Peter, again, just your thoughts on it.
Yeah, he done well. You know, Yarde just couldn't negate the jab. He couldn't get past it because every time he come forward, he just give a bit of ground. And you know, it's like Pat Barrett said in the corner: just keep it simple, just get behind that jab and make life awkward. And that's what he done. And Yarde, you know, he couldn't close. He was not able to close the gap. He closed it in the last round, and he had a good last round, but he left it far too late. So that was that's where it is. But you know, Lyndon Arthur, congratulations to him. It's a good win, and you know, I'm sure he'll go on from it. And Anthony Yarde, he just needs to assess it and just work on what he's not been able to do. Basically, that's get in the distance and use his attributes.
How did you score it personally, Peter? I'm not expecting you to say that you were scoring it round by round, but was it close? Was it fairly comfortable for Lyndon in your eyes, or for Anthony?
I had it fairly comfortable because obviously he's a taller man, but when he was exchanging, the jabs was landing. So like I said, that's what stood out. And you know, no matter what's happening in there, it's what it looks outside of the ring or what it looks like to the judges as well. So like I said, I had Lyndon winning, not by a landslide. You know, no one was getting beat up in there. But like I said, it was all right. It was very entertaining because he was waiting for things to catch fire and explode at any minute, but it just never did.
Final thing, Peter, before I let you shoot off. Next weekend, another huge fight involving Saul Canelo Alvarez and Callum Smith out in America. Just preview that fight for me, Peter. How are you expecting it to play out?
Canelo's a very elite fighter. You know, he's not one of these normal world champions. You're talking about the elite. He's on Mayweather's standard, isn't he? So basically, you've got to say he's a favourite. But look, what did he say? He who dares wins. You know, Callum's got the height, he's got the punch, and if he's got, you know, he can come away with a win. It's not impossible. It's not a mountain to climb. He can definitely come away with that win. So my brain tells me Canelo is going to be a little bit too much with the experience and being such an elite fighter, but my heart tells me I'd like Callum Smith to win it, and I think, you know, and he could win it. So that's the best I can give you, really.
Peter, listen, we'll leave it there and I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your evening. I appreciate you giving up some time as always. Best of luck on Saturday, and I will catch up with you, if not before Christmas, then certainly after. So enjoy your time away, and thank you, Speak to Boxing Social.